My question is about how to handle guys I may encounter again in the future asking for my number, which I don't want to give away. How do I best handle this type of scenario? I'm an awkward younger woman age 23, and I've been put on the spot a couple of times with the "hey, can I have your number?" It's happening more frequently lately and it's starting to bother me. I generally don't have time for any type of relationship or commitment right now. But I don't want to come off as arrogant or get someone angry. It's important to note these are people I might interact with again. Maybe it's work, my favorite cafe, library. I most likely will see them again. The problem with saying I have a boyfriend is that they end up saying, well, can't you have friends, or something along those lines. Other times they say, well, why would you even think I'm interested in you? Or be like, you're not even that pretty, who do you think you are? It's either they're upset or angry and they usually show it. Lately I've been giving it out and just not texting back. Is this the only viable option if you're trying to not be in an uncomfortable situation? Sometimes the things they text are inappropriate, and it ruins my day even if I don't respond. What the heck do female bartenders do? I bet they get loads of people asking for their number.
Okay, let's talk about your letter and this issue because it's a common one for many young women. You're only 23, and they put you on the spot because you're not prepared for the drama that's coming your way. So hopefully my answer will give you some tips on how to handle it. Let me start first by saying I think it's basically a scathing commentary on our current society that women even have to be put in this position. I mean, why do we have to concern ourselves with our safety by merely expressing a lack of interest in a complete stranger's advances? We don't know this clown, not try to know this clown, but they don't care about that. And these types of guys that you're talking about don't handle rejection well at all. What amazes me is the sense of entitlement that they have and a complete lack of emotional maturity. I think that's what's at the core of their angry responses to rejection. And they don't just take it as, well, this young lady has something going on. I mean, maybe she's gay. I mean, maybe she just got out of something. Maybe she doesn't feel well. I mean, there could be a million different reasons why someone doesn't want to respond positively to a complete stranger's advances. But they instead perceive this as an attack on their ego and manhood, as if you are personally on some kind of vendetta against them. It's the craziest thing. To me, they're far too tied to the outcome of their approach, to the point where they feel entitled to your time and your energy and your body, of any woman. Just because they're interested in you, they see you, they find you attractive, you're supposed to reciprocate their interest. That's their mentality. In essence, what these guys do is dehumanize women, and they start viewing women as objects to possess and satisfy their desires. That's all they see you as. That's why they get so upset when you don't come through and don't give them what they expect. We are basically being denied the right to have our own mind and make our own choices if they don't give guys what they want, what they demand. And if they get denied, basically they just get shot down because you don't want to give them your number, you're not trying to dance with them, you don't want them to buy you a drink, whatever is the issue at hand. They see it as a judgment of their masculinity, of their desirability, as some kind of judgment of who and what they are, instead of just seeing, in this moment, this young lady doesn't choose me. That's fine. She doesn't have to. Go on to the next one. Instead, they feel like your sole purpose in life is to satisfy him. And, it gets real interesting when the guys get angry about women fearing them. I don't know if you've run into that, but this happens a lot too. They see women get nervous around them, right? Or, the woman started looking scared. She starts walking fast. She does something to get away from them physically. They get mad about that. And they're like, I know there's guys like that, but I'm not one of them. You can trust me. How are we supposed to know that? Do they have like a special permit, some kind of special license, the good guy license, a sign on their forehead that says that? How are we supposed to know just by looking at you dudes which one of you is a Looney Tune, egotistical, violent attacker, fucker, and which one of you is sane and reasonable? We don't know that. Okay, we can't tell that just by looking at you. And most women have to, after having dealt with a couple of fools, get very leery and they get very concerned about their safety. Now, there are women these women get upset at being called names and stuff. I never let that bother me because I don't give a shit what you think. But a lot of young ladies are very affected by that kind of stuff. And the guys, when they get butthurt because they got shot down, will become violent. Okay, I understand that. But let me tell you guys something. Okay, you precious woman, you all butthurt because she turns you down, and then you hit her with your emotionally immature toddler style temper tantrum, complete with name calling and hostility. Please understand, you calling some girl a stuck up, a garden tool, you calling her ugly, stupid, a bitch, all kinds of names that you didn't want to use to belittle her and demean her and make her feel bad about herself. Ladies, you need to understand what they're trying to do is punish you by not doing what they think, by doing rather what they think is going to hurt your feelings the way that they were hurt. That's what they're trying to do. It's like a revenge type of thing. And so by calling you all these names, trying to hurt you and trying to see you be hurt, it's a way to put a little Band-Aid on their battered little widow ego and, to make themselves feel better, like, yeah, I told her kind of thing. But to me, if you got a dude who's doing that, you're dealing with some weak man. He's weak. He's very weak. Because only weak people put their self-esteem in the hands of other people. This goes for males and female. And you putting your self-esteem in the hands of a complete stranger, you're a total, not only are you weak, you're an idiot, okay? And then at that point, dudes, when you jump back and you start calling her all kind of names and showing your complete ignorance, don't you understand that at that point she feels vindicated about rejecting you for being something that she doesn't want to be bothered with since you just proved her right, right? You just proved that she was right to shoot you down because you're stupid. You don't even know how to control yourself. So now she's sitting there looking at you. Yeah, I knew something was wrong with him. And she's okay with that because you proved her right instead of being a gentleman and saying, well, you have a nice day anyway. I appreciate you letting me know that. Something gracious and masculine and gentlemanly. Oh no, you don't know how to do that. Something that would maybe make her take pause and say, well, I guess if I see him again, he was so cool. Maybe I'll give him my number next time. I'll tell her. You don't even think like that. You just think I'm just gonna hurt her because your mentality is that of a 2-year-old. I swear. Okay, so we also have to understand that, okay, not only does this kind of thing happen in the, offline in the real world, it also happens on the internet, on all these social media sites, in emails, all the message boards and all that kind of stuff. These guys will, interact with a woman or they see a woman's picture on next to her profile or something like that. And here they go slide into your DMs with some inappropriately sexualized comments, some kind of harassing conversation, profane thoughts, and negative images. And you know the kind I'm talking about. I'm trying to be politically correct here, but you know what I'm talking about. And they actually think that somebody wants to look at that. I mean, really? This is the best you can do. And it's because men objectify women and see us as something to possess, a possession. They're not trying to hear the word no. And instead, when a woman says no, they see that as the beginning of a negotiation, right? They're going to try to pressure you into giving them a yes, doing what they want you to do, being what they want you to be, being to them what they want you to be to them, like, a date, a relationship, whatever. So not only do they invade your personal space and your privacy without a care in the world, it's basically harassment. They call it street harassment, but it also occurs in other places like on the job, at schools, in classrooms. I mean, everywhere you go. Everywhere you go, women are. This is kind of an attack on our privacy and our ability to just go around the street and live our lives the way that we want to. It's very interesting how dudes really think that this is because they're interested in you that you have to be interested back. This is crazy. So anyway, let's talk about then what's your best options for dealing with men like this. These are the guys who demand your phone number and you are somewhat concerned about saying no. You said you don't want them to be angry, which you really have no control over. You don't want a scene and all that. I could understand that. So what I'm going to do is give you some suggestions. Now, can you guarantee that the guy's not going to react negatively? No, you cannot, because the only person's behavior that you control is your own, and a lot of people aren't even too good at doing that. So these are just some general ideas that you can think about, the concepts you can play with, and what's the word I want to use? Personalize for your situation, your personality, your age, whatever. Okay, so let's just say you're at work. You're working somebody, you work at a restaurant, a cafe, a coffee bar, something like that, where you have, a lot of contact with the public, retail, something like that. Okay. So they come and they try to hit on you, and you're on your job, you're on the clock. This is an easy one, because you just say, that's a problem. That's really a problem, because my boss is paying me to work, not to get my swerve on, and I need this little raggedy ass job. So then that's what you say, right? And they're going to look at you and they're going to laugh, because they know people trying to get their money. They don't have time for no foolishness and malarkey. So then you ask them, well, can I take your order? I help you find something. You make it back to business. Okay. If they keep going, then I have some other ideas later for what you can say. But at work, that is a really down and dirty and quick one. And if they continue, you always say, I've already told you I'm at work. Do I need to get the manager? Okay, so then you escalate. You were polite at first, and after you were firm. You explained, you gave them a reason. You didn't smile, you didn't, give them no bullshit. I mean, it's true. You get paid to work. I would, if I was a boss, I'd have a fit seeing somebody over there all leaned up against the wall talking to some dude and giving her number out. I'm not paying you for that. Get your butt back over here and do what I'm paying you to do. Okay, so that is a very realistic and honest response if you are working. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. Okay, so in any other situation, you pretty much are going to say, some general situation. You just say, no, thank you. Say you getting into an elevator, you got off the elevator, here's some dude, oh, you so beautiful. Can I get your number? No, thank you. You don't need to apologize. Some women was like quick to say, oh, I'm sorry. No, thank you. No, I'm so busy. Whatever. You offer all these excuses. You don't need to do that. No is a complete sentence. All you do is say, no, thank you. Now, if he comes back and he asks you again, well, why not? What's going on? You say, no, thank you. Okay, now you say it with a little bit of an attitude, right? No, thank you. Okay, now you're giving him the direct stare. What's he gonna say? So then sometimes they, the real hard-headed ones, they don't even stop there. They like, well, what, you think you too good for me, etc. That's okay. You don't feed into it. You maintain your dignity, you maintain your composure, and you can maintain your no. You don't have to apologize, look crazy, look like you're going to cry, none of that stuff. Keep your face straight, stand in your position, and don't apologize and don't over-explain. No thank you is on repeat, and that's all you say. Okay, so then whether he gets all in his feelings, right, they're going to fire back with all that crazy stuff they like to talk about. Well, you ugly as hell anyway. I was just doing you a favor. The last time a dude said that to me, of course, this was a long time ago when I was young and still cute. I told him, I was like, and this is downtown Oakland too. And I was like, I would have been an Academy Award winning performance the way I feigned like I was all enthusiastic and shocked, like, what? I am? What? Well, thank you for telling me the truth about myself, because I had no idea all these years. I thought I was cute. And the look on his face was just like, he was just stunned. Because I guess, they say that stuff and they're looking for a certain response from you to let them know that they hurt your feelings, that they hit the target, that they really did make you wound you in some way. So I put it that way, and the stunned look on his face was just priceless. And I didn't cry, I didn't look sad, I didn't do anything. I just smiled and walked off, shaking my head at my newfound knowledge of my ugly mug. Like it was just like such a novel and unique experience for me. So I don't know. He was just standing there looking after me, and that's what I did. Now I don't know if you had a personality to pull off something like that, but it's just an idea. Now, if you're at school, you can also say this, and this is what I used to do when somebody was ugly and I wasn't trying to be dealing with them. So I'm at school, right? My uncle was paying for me. You can always say, I'm a student, and my parents, uncle, whatever, whoever, whatever, is paying for me. Our agreement is that I am not going to date while they are paying me to hit the books and get this paper. That's our agreement. I signed the dot on the dotted line, and I'm going to uphold it because I'm not trying to lose my funding for school behind anybody. Okay, I'm going to stay concentrating on these books until I graduate. Thanks. Okay, that's it. Signed out. What's he going to do? Like he going to say, well, I'll pay your tuition. Where's the check? Give it to me and it better not bounce. Okay, now some of you, depending upon what you look like, your ethnicity, stuff like that, you might be able to say something like, well, my religion prevents me from dating. In my culture, we don't date. My parents will choose my husband when the time is right. Okay, you say that, shut him down. But everybody can't get away with that one. But it's one that if you come from a country or a religion where that might be a practice, you can pull that out. Whether it's true or not, that's irrelevant. The point is you're going to use it. Okay. Now, if you say something like, I have a boyfriend, and they come back, well, can't you have friends, which is the standard niggerese dialect conversation, you say, okay, now you're going to slide into your routine again, and you're going to get mad, okay? No, I can't have no male friend, just like he ain't having no damn female friends. I don't play that shit, and so I'm not going to do it to him, okay? So that lets him know I'm following the script just like he is. We don't do that in my relationship. He ain't having no damn female friends, and I'm not having no male friends, and that's just the way it is. Another problem area is a lot of women have a problem with is dudes at the gym. Okay, they want to, they supposed to be getting their workout on, instead they all up in your face. Okay, so if you at the gym and you got your headphones on, and here he is all up in your face, some dude up in your face, you pull your headphones off, and without a smile, you say, "Look, I'm here to get my workout on. I'm not here to get into any entanglements." Okay, enjoy your workout. That's what you say. So, finally, I want to close this up by saying for many years, I've recommended that all single women get a Google phone number or some other cloud based messaging system. I've had mine since, let me see, when did I go to Jamaica? That was 2001, I think. Yeah, it was right before Leah's plane crashed. I had my Google number, and that's what I gave out to all the Jamaican men who wanted my number. And some of them actually called it. It was kind of amazing. But I love the Google phone number, and the email is set up, is attached to it. They can text you there, they can call you there, leave a message. They can email you there and leave a message. But you never have to be in contact with them if you don't want to. It creates a really great barrier between you and the world of silly men. I think all single women should have one. I would recommend that you get one, okay, in an nearby area code, but not in the area code where you actually live. So, like for someone in the Oakland area, that's a 510 prefix. That would be an area like out in the valley, like a 925 prefix. In the San Jose area, like a 408 prefix. 209, that's in San Joaquin County up there, Stockton and all that, 209 prefix. Or a 415 prefix, San Francisco and Marin County kind of area over there. So you have a lot of options on Google. You pick one and then you make it work, and that's what the number that you give out to dudes. If you want to give them a number, that's what I suggest. I also suggest that you use an assumed name so that they don't know your real name, unless, of course, they have a class with you or you wear name tags at work. Their name tags, usually they have your first name on there, but you can also use your middle name at work on your name tag instead of your first name, which should be okay. Don't put your last name, just your middle name. They don't need to know what your last name is, okay? So I hope these tips give you and the single woman listening to this some ideas to use when you face with these nutty clowns. It's really bad out there, and there's all kind of cases in the news of women facing violence by guys who don't take rejection well. You can't necessarily prevent that because, like I said, there's no way to know just by looking at them who's sane and who's not. But I'm hoping this gives you some ideas for alternatives, approaches to dealing with them. The Google number, it is a number and it is yours, but it's one that doesn't ring to your actual cell phone. You should never give your actual cell phone number out to anybody that's not family or friends. And if you have done that, then change your number, and then hook up your Google number so that it can ring to your phone. You have the option where they have to identify themselves and you can pick it up or deny the call. I mean, it's just some wonderful service. I swear I would be a spokesperson for them if they asked me to. But I really am a firm believer in that product is for women's safety. It's like I said, it provides It sets up a great barrier between you and the strange men of the world. So I hope that helps, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow with the next advice question. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe before you jump up out of here. This is Deb Cooper. I'll see you later.